Alright, so today we're going to be checking out this Deadpool wave. And on this Deadpool wave, I have really mixed emotions. So if you don't want to hear any bitching, you might want to check out now. If you're cool with a little bit of bitching and a little bit of good reviewing and some comparisons, then you might want to stick around. First off, this wave to me, it's like Marvel Legends, Hasbro, I don't know where they get their character selection at. It's like they're answering a bunch of questions that nobody's asking. It's like, do they just go on eBay, see what figures are expensive, and then remake those? Because the characters are just weird. Bishop. We got a Bishop. Of course, I'm going to pull out my Bishop. He's a great toy. There's nothing wrong with him. I like him. I'm glad I got him. I just never, like, if you could ask me for 100 action figures, I would have never said, give me another Bishop. I just didn't need that. A Mega Red. I love the Mega Red we have. I'm sure this one's better. But it's like, who was asking for a Mega Red? Then you have Deadpool in the boxers. And I think Figma made another one that I did want to buy. But he's like $130 for like the boxer version. I saw a couple reviews on him. He's really small. He's almost like a 5-inch action figure. So when they made this, I felt like I kind of won the battle because it's like I saved $130 and I got a toy, which is, to me, is better than that toy, and it was only $20. And then you have Wolverine. I feel like I just bought this figure, but in a different color. Maybe that's because I did. It's like, once again, I did want this, but there's so many figures out there that I would love to have in my collection. It would just kind of be nice to get something new, something fresh. Then you have Lady Deadpool. Lady Deadpool, I think the only reason why they made this is because Marvel Select made a really good one in basically a 6-inch scale. So they're like, screw you guys, we're going to make one too. Maybe ours is going to be better, maybe it's not. We're going to do a head pool just like you guys did. Of course, I'm going to do a comparison with that. And then you have another Deadpool. So basically, you have a set of like 7 action figures, including the Sauron, which is basically the reason why I bought this. I'm lying. I bought this because I'm a sucker, I'm a completist, and I love Marvel Legends action figures. So that's why I bought them. But I would like to think that I only bought this for the Sauron Build-A-Figure, considering there's like 3 Deadpools out of 6 figures. 3 Deadpools. Like, could you guys mix it up just a little bit more? Let's check them out. Got them all lined up for you can check the scale. You can see Bishop is about 6.5 inches tall. Omega Red is 7. And then you have all the Deadpools right at about 6 inches. And then you have the Wolverine, which is about 5.5. Definitely digging the smaller scale on her. And then you have Sauron, which he's about 8 inches tall, but 11 inches tall to the wingspan, depending on how you feel like posing them. And this Sauron, this is what makes collecting action figures fun. Like, I cannot say enough good things about that. I will, unfortunately, say some bad things about it, but we'll save that. So obviously he's my favorite figure in the set. And then you have Wolverine as my second favorite. Lady Deadpool, because I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's kind of the first Lady Deadpool since they didn't make the other one. I got to be fair with that one. Then you have Deadpool in his underwear. That's definitely something that I wanted. It's just another Deadpool. Then you have Deadpool in his X-Men costume, which would have been cooler if they would have did like a slip-on shirt or something. But we'll get at that in a minute. Omega Red, I feel like I got him. I mean, I know he's new to a lot of you guys, but I definitely feel like I got him. And the Bishop, so I've been harassing these guys for years to make a Sauron, and I was just like, all you got to do is use the wings off of this guy, put them on something similar to this guy, and then we'll have a Sauron. That never happened, and I'm glad that it didn't, because this thing is amazing. First off, this guy, he was definitely ahead of his time. Look at all the black paint wash on him, which that's something that they're missing on the Sauron. It's like they spend all their budget on that amazing sculpt, and then they don't have any money left for the paint. He just needs a little bit more paint. If you look at the wings, they kind of have like a dry brush or an airbrush, and then definitely a wash on the legs. I don't know if you guys own this thing or not. He's just just an amazing action figure. I love this thing to death. He has a build him. God, he's really old, but the joints are cool. Like, definitely an action figure that was ahead of his time. I'm definitely digging him for sure. Now we're going to check out this Sauron. The wings are kind of transparent. You can kind of see like my fingers on the other side of them. Love that. Love the sculpt on this thing. It's like they kill it on the sculpt on these build-ems pretty much every time. And then on the paint, they just completely blow it. Like if they would have did some kind of wash on these legs, like they got all that beautiful sculpt work in there. Like look at all the little detail. Definitely killing it. Like the leather has like a leather texture. And then the paint, it's just no love. I mean, that's why I had my boy paint my man thing, because he's like one of my favorite action figures. Once again, an amazing sculpt, and then when it comes to the paint, it just falls flat. Like, they can't even paint the nails on there. Like, I mean, there's so much more they could have did with this to make it even better. I'm happy that I have it, but it could have really stood out. Once again, the fingernails up here aren't painted. They did a pretty good job on the head with the teeth and the tongue. The paintwork on that, definitely like it. Love this action figure. I mean, God, I've just wanted this figure so bad for so long. Probably put him with my Devil Dinosaur. God, I just love him, man. Just take a minute to soak this up. I don't know if you guys got yours yet or not. I mean, basically, I would have bought this whole wave just to get this figure. I've wanted him so bad. God, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm almost speechless that I finally got this action figure. I've wanted him so bad for so long. The articulation is something I don't normally do. We'll go over it real quick. Basically, the head does have a joint here on the neck, but you want it forward, otherwise you have that gap or it's weird. The head is on a ball. The jaw is articulated. That's definitely cool. The wings, tons of movement on here. Basic same articulation up here. The wings do move here, and they move at the elbow. You can see the pins. The hands are articulated. I love the ab crunch on this thing. You get plenty of movement for me. They do have the ball up here at the upper thigh. The tail does move. It has a joint here, and you can spin it, which really don't really need to. I love that it moves up and down, though. On the knees, everything else is stuff that we've already seen before. If they could just get rid of the pins on this and give it a little bit more love on the paint, it'd basically be a perfect action figure. But once again, it's an action figure I really wanted in my collection. So I didn't pull out on my X-23s or Wolverines for this video because I just recently did that, and I don't want every video to look exactly the same. I will do a side-by-side comparison of the one that we literally just got like a month or two ago. And I was thinking that this would be the same exact figure, repainted. It's not. They actually put a little love into it, and that's why she's my second favorite figure in the set. Basically, I'm kind of counting her as like a brand new action figure because this is a different costume. It's a costume that I really wanted. I actually wanted both of these. Lots of cool options here. First off, the boots are totally different. They have the claw that comes out of this one, so it's kind of cool that they didn't do a claw on this one. Definitely a nice little touch on that. The belts are different. I figured the belts would be the same, but those are actually totally different as well. So that's nice. And then they have different head sculpts. Once again, that's also pretty cool. And then it comes with an unmasked head. And the unmasked head is really cool, but whenever they do the unmasked head, I gotta sit here and go, wait a second, do I need two of these? Because I have to display it with the mask on. Displaying it with the mask off is like an option, so it's basically, if I see this on clearance, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another one. But when you do an unmasked head, now here's my complaint. Why can't you do this hood? Like, do the hood every time you do an unmasked, whenever they have a mask that can pull down. If you do something like that, I will definitely buy two of these because that's a really cool option. As far as the action figure goes, she's clean. I love the wind-blown hair. I think that's a nice touch. They kind of have the same thing going here. For me, I'm just kind of a basic vanilla pose guy, so whenever they do something like this, it kind of makes it look a little bit cooler, at least in my collection. The paint job on this, it's definitely got its marks and scratches and whatever. It's not perfect. I'm a little bit bummed about the scratch on her stomach here, and then the paint on the lower legs is lighter because it's like where they paint over the blue, so that could have used another coat of paint there. But the rest of the action figure goes. This is cool because the boot swivels here. I love when they do that. The rest of the articulation is basic. It's something you've seen before. let's get to the next one. Then you have this Ladypool, and of course I'm going to pull out the Marvel Select Ladypool because the Marvel Select Ladypool absolutely blows that thing away. They're not even comparable toys. We'll go ahead and check out the head pool. We have the Mezco head pool side by side with the Hasbro head pool, which, I mean, all of the head pools are good. This one's really good because it looks like he's got like a glass, like zombie eye in there. Let me try to get that. I'll try to get you a good close up here. I love the Mezco one. I love the Hasbro one. I love the Marvel Select one. I think they did a great job on all of them. Let me see if I can actually get. I did steal a taco from the Hasbro one though to put. So first off, here is the, I don't know if it's a first off. I think third off. Here's a Marvel Select one. They killed it on that. Shoved a taco in his mouth. That thing's amazing. Comes with the stand. Awesome. Then you have the Hasbro one. Once again, awesome. The propeller spins. Really nice touch. And then you have the Mezco one. Basically, this thing's like, comes with an $85 action figure. And they couldn't even give you a stand with that. Not real sure what's going on there. Then you have these two. We'll do some side-by-side comparisons. To me, there is no comparison. This thing is a basic, amazing, I guess it's not basic. It's an amazing sculpt. It's a one-off sculpt. There's little line wrinkles in her outfit. This is just a generic action figure with some stuff like stuck on her legs and her belt. I mean, I like it, but it sucks compared to this. This thing comes with an amazing bazooka. This thing comes with some swords that basically you have probably 6 sets of those swords at least. They don't even have holders for the swords. This one does, and it has a little heart in the back. This one comes with tons of knives, guns, pouches to put them in. Just everything about this is amazing. I've already did a review on it, so I don't want to spend much time. And then you just have this, and this just looks like, like a cheap like action figure that you got at like Big Lots or something. If you put it next to this one, they're not even comparable. And like you see the scale, like this thing's like, I don't know, 1/4 inch taller. It almost fits in. I do like the bright red on this, but that's about it. The hair on it looks basically the same. I mean, I really wanted this action figure, and I actually thought I really liked this action figure until I pulled out the Marvel Select one. There's just no comparison, guys. Come on, Hasbro, pick it up a little bit. You guys with their cookie cutter action figures versus these guys with their one-off custom action figures, and this thing's like $2 more than this thing. You need to step it up. Quit worrying about your Christmas bonuses and give us something cool. Like that Sauron. Right, now we're going to check out these Deadpools at the same time because they're just Deadpool. And just to put things in perspective, basically we've gotten all these Deadpools in like the past 2 years or so, and they're definitely slamming us with Deadpool. It was a figure that we've already had, but we wanted a new one. We got a new one, and they just keep giving us new ones. So what do we have here? We have the red one. This is like the first one that came out. It came out with 2 different heads, so of course we bought 2. And then you got the gray one, and you thought this was going to be an exclusive, but it wasn't. So you already have the other one, so you figure why not use that unmasked head again. And then you have the black and white one, and you had cool options with that. 2 different heads, tentacles, different swords. So yeah, go ahead and get 2 of those too. Then you have the classic red one, the old school one. That to me I just didn't understand why we needed that, but apparently they did. And then we have the old school X-Men one in the blue and yellow costume. Is that going to be the next one that they make? Because I know that they're not done with Deadpool. Pretty much I think that's all they have left is that and maybe a movie version of Deadpool. This thing comes with really horrible accessories. First off, it comes with like the same crappy Nerf guns that you already have. Nothing new here. They're black. At least they're not purple or something. I don't really see using either one of these. I don't know why they couldn't just give us a regular gun. The guns suck. And then as far as the action figure goes, it comes with the holster. The holster is really cool. It's basically the same holster that you already have, and this is what really really sucks. Like this, it doesn't come with a gun to put in the holster. That sucks. The grenades, sorry about bumping the camera. They painted the grenades green. And they're so lazy that they couldn't paint the grenades green again. Like, that sucks, dude. Like, man, that pisses me off to no end. Like, that just sucks. Like, it is horrible. Like, the brown grenades on the belt, like, that just makes the toy look like crap. Like, that's just not cool at all. So, you have this toy. The belt on it sucks. It doesn't have a harness on it. That doesn't really bother me. No big deal. Comes with guns that you probably don't even want. It doesn't have a gun to fit into the holster. Everything about this, like, here's why this is cool, is because it has a partially unmasked head. Definitely love that. You can put it on any one of these. It'll fit on every one. I love the boxers. I love that they did a thigh articulation here at the boxers. That's normally a joint that I hate. But on this particular case, I actually love it a lot. I love the slippers. Would have been even cooler if they were like bunny slippers. But that probably would have required a little bit more paint. It's just on these action figures, like you could do like a little dry brush on the slippers, on the sock, on the legs. Like you're really, really being cheap on the paint. It's a cool action figure. It's basically the same figure that you already have. They give you a new head. The accessories suck. Like it's cool and I hate it all at the same time. And then you have this one, and this is what's cool about this one. For once, this is like the first time they give us a butterfly joint on a Deadpool action figure. So that is definitely really cool. I didn't mean to say the first time because the old school, they used to do like a weird butterfly joint on this one. But you don't have to worry about it because you know that this is going to be the next one coming out. It has to be. Like, you know they're not going to stop with Deadpool. I still love this action figure. This thing is great. I've showed it off before. And then you have this one. And they put him in some weird pose in the package. And all that does is bend up the swords. He comes with this. I can't even find his gun right now. Hold on. He comes with a big black gun. Oh, it's in his hand. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so he comes with the same gun that you've gotten before. Before this gun was silver, now it's black. I think it looks real similar to the gun right behind it. As far as the utility belt goes, that's cool. I'm looking around. Does it look like one we have before? Yeah, it looks pretty much just like this one. So, this action figure, once again, a bunch of reused parts. The cuffs on this thing, I don't know if those are original or not. Those might actually be original. The swords are bent. They do come out. God, it's just, you know, I don't know, man. I wanted this. I do like this. I got mixed emotions about this. It just kind of feels like they really don't care about our money. They know we're going to buy this shit no matter what. And if they put it in a package, they know it's going to sell out. I mean, it's Marvel. It's Hasbro. It's hot right now, and pretty much everybody who collects action figures is collecting this. Then it comes with this really cool Mad Cat head. And I was like, this guy is awesome, but what am I supposed to do with this? Like, the hat comes on and off. That's definitely cool. It doesn't really, I don't think it's supposed to go on this body. I've never seen Mad Cat wear this costume that says X-Men on it. So you can't put this on this. So what do you do with this? The closest thing that I could find is you can put it on this body. We'll go ahead and try that out. You can see what it looks like. I think this is a pretty good match. The ball does fit. That looks cool. That looks more like his costume than this. Like, I'm wondering what they were thinking. Like, what were they thinking? What were their thoughts with putting this head with that figure? Do they have something coming in the future that head will match with? This is it's pretty close. It's still not right. And then you have Baron Zemo, which I actually kind of think that this might be a little bit closer. Let me see. I know Baron Zemo's a little older. Hopefully the ball is the same size. And it is. So he'll fit on there also. You tell me, Bad Rock or Baron Zemo, I don't know. I'm going to go on eBay, see which one is cheaper, and that's probably where I'm going to put that head, because I kind of think this one, but it just needs a little bit more purple. This thing has too much black on it. Like, it definitely looked a little bit better on this one. Whichever one's cheaper, that's where I'm going to put them. And I think that's it. Showed you all these. Showed you the head. Let's get to Omega Red. So I pulled out the old Omega Red. And looking at these two side by side. Now, I know a lot of you guys like to defend the new Hasbro action figures. Like, pretty much every time. And I think the only reason why you defend it is because you missed out on this because you weren't collecting toys and you didn't feel like spending whatever this thing costs on eBay. So when they remake them, you guys like to justify it and go, oh yeah, we totally needed him. Well, guess what? This time, we absolutely did not need a new Omega Red. This thing is taller. This thing has wire in the tentacles. You can bend him around. He's just cooler. There's more love on the paint. The sculpt is great. Yeah, is it a little dated with the little balls on the hips? Yeah, it is a little dated, but you get a lot more new toy here, new action figure, than you do here. Basically, I think this is a new mold because this thing has a butterfly joint on the shoulders, which is cool. I don't think they did a butterfly joint on a bigger action figure like this before. So that's definitely a cool thing. Another cool thing about this is that the tentacles come out. You can put these long tentacles in there. There's no wire in them. You can like wrap up an action figure. I really don't miss the wire too much because this is a much cleaner tentacle than the other one with the wire in it. The other one's just too fat and bulky. Then you can plug in these little short ones. I can't see too many people using the short ones because the long ones are so cool, but it's nice to have that option. As far as the head goes, it just seems way too white. Like they could have definitely put a little wash on that or put a little wash on this whole action figure. The hair on it could have definitely used, they tried, but they could have put a little bit more love in that. This whole action figure definitely could have used a black wash. For some reason, they just don't do that anymore. Maybe that'll be my next question at Comic-Con. Why are you guys so cheap with the paint? Like, look, all these action figures could use a lot more paint, and then they would look a lot better. The action figure itself, it's awesome. It looks great. If you don't have this one, and if you're too cheap to buy them on eBay, then this is a great alternative for you. Me, however, I like collecting. I like collecting. Like, if I don't have all of them, I feel like my collection's incomplete. So I'm happy to have the old one. I don't feel as if I needed a new one, but of course I'm going to buy it because I'm a completist, and I think you guys know the story. Here he is. He's Omega Red. If you want a really cool Omega Red with tentacles, buy the old one. If you want one that needs a lot more love for the paint, does have a butterfly joint on it. I'm sure you're going to see that many times in the future. You buy the new one, screw it. Buy the new one anyways, man. You got to build that Sauron. And then you have my least favorite action figure in this Bishop, which I love Bishop himself. It's just when you look at these old Bishops, did we really need a new Bishop? Like, you guys at home cannot say, well, we needed an updated version. No, we absolutely did not need an updated version. This toy is amazing. This toy looks cheap compared to this toy. Just look at the paint job. Like, this is all bright and cartoony and whatever, and then you have this toy, which is an amazing sculpt, tons of line work, tons of clean paint. Let's go ahead and check one of these things out a little bit closer up. First off, he has a holster on his hip. His gun comes out. He has like a shotgun here. That thing is really cool. And then he has the big gun that goes in the back. That is also really cool. He's got articulated fingers. When's the last time you've seen that? I mean, I don't really think we needed that. I think that's overkill. But it's just the point that they did it. Like, tons of articulation. There's more articulation on this than on this. This toy looks great. You can't sit. Look at this. Like, this is an amazing action figure. Then you look at this. Side by side, you're trying to tell me that the new one is better than the old one? I think not. Like, it's not even close. Like, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, look at the knee pads and all the original one-off sculpt on this thing. And then you look at this thing, the new one, and you're like, God, that just looks like a cookie-cut action figure. Like, boop, and then you put on a few little, these like little rubber things that slip on them. So you can just reuse the same body over and over, like all this slip-on crap. And then over here you have all this molded on stuff that's really good with tons of paint. This one can even flip the bird. Like, when's the last time you saw an action figure that can flip the bird? Disney would love that if they could make an action figure that could actually flip a bird. As far as the holster goes, it's kind of whatever. The gun, I guess it's cool for Bishop. Here's another kicker. He also comes with 2 gun hands and 1 gun. You couldn't load this guy up with a couple more accessories, a couple more guns, a little bit more than just this. Like, they saved tons of money on black wash, or any wash for that matter, highlighting it with airbrush. I just can't believe how much they have to be making so much money on their action figure line, because I can't see this costing $20 to make. Like, what does this actually cost? What do they actually make? Considering back here, like, and then you have them both ways. You can get the bald one, you can get the one with the hair, or you can get this. I like this action figure. I'm not saying that I don't. So don't, like, when you guys are like, oh man, all he does is complain. It's not that I'm complaining, I'm just pointing out the facts. And if your collection was complete, then you would understand the facts, because you could clearly look at this old Bishop and go, yep, we definitely didn't need another Bishop. So after opening them up, playing with them, doing some comparisons, I have to be honest, guys, this wave kind of sucks. I was really looking forward to getting this wave, and I'm really glad that I have this wave simply because of the Sauron. The Sauron is one of the coolest action figures they have ever did. Like, that thing is truly an amazing toy. It's an action figure that I've always wanted in my collection. Really happy to have it. But when you look at this whole group as a set, you get a Mad Cat head, which is really cool, with nothing cool to put it on. Best thing I could come up with was maybe Baron Zemo. I'm not real sure. You get another Deadpool, which is cool. We all wanted that version of Deadpool, but it's just too many Deadpools at once. Lady Deadpool, we just got the Marvel Select. I know they have nothing to do with that, but when you look at the Marvel Select, you look at her, she's not really even a comparable toy. You have the one in his underwear, which I definitely wanted to buy the other version. This is a cheaper version, and I actually think it's a better version. I wanted it, but it's hard to get excited about 3 Deadpools in one wave. You got Wolverine, which is once again a figure that we actually really wanted, but we just got X-23. If you space it out a little bit more, I'll be a little bit more excited to get something like that. Then you have Bishop. You saw the old Bishops. You tell me, be honest, did we really need a new Bishop? The Mega Red, basically the same thing. Those figures just, if they did a little bit more on the paint job, they'd definitely be a little bit cooler. The head pool, got plenty of those. I know it's the first one done by Hasbro. It actually looks really good. There's a set. I love it. I hate it. Thanks for watching.